Okay, continuing with digital painting. So I've kind of built up a strong color palette here in the head, and then you can see in my navigator the rest of the body's untouched, right? So now that I have those colors, the goal is to extend it to fill the body to finish off my rough painting. So there's a lot of, repetition here. But now I'm getting a sense of what I want. And this is all about 70% opacity. And this is what works for me. This is my digital painting workflow. And then the amount of detail I end up putting into it just depends on how much time I have to work on it. But by working the entire surface of it all the time, by not just getting fixated on just finishing one section, it means it's finished in its own way after each step. Right? So my rough painting is what I'm trying to finish today. And that should be an acceptable digital painting. It's just I might want to do some refining and tweaks beginning of next class before turning it in. That's usually how it goes. There's also little games you can play because it's digital. So for instance, I can take a chunk of this paint and then duplicate it and move it down. Right. So I could definitely use clone stamp as well. If I was to use clone stamp to do it, just to copy those textures, like I might use this on the back right there. I would go right into my rough painting layer instead of making my own layer for the clone stamp. And I would click on clone stamp and I would have its source be the current layer. And then you can even use your brush, your custom brush for the clone stamp. But each time you use it as a new tool, you want to check its brush settings. And you want to set those tip dynamics, right? So a little bit of angle jitter. A little bit of size jitter. That's all it takes, a little bit of roundness. Okay, so now I'm going to hold down Option for there, and then I can paint those textures in. Here, I'm at 100% right now, which is okay. Maybe it'd be better if I was around, this is just for the clone stamp, around 70%. Now this can get overdone and very kind of copy-pasty. So at that point, you then want to merge the layers together. Just so it's all on one rough painting layer. So you can see how that clone stamping, how that works. And then I can just continue it. So I keep getting all those color variations on my cat. All the areas where he has black fur. So this is clone stamping within just one layer, sourcing it just from one layer. Otherwise, I'd be painting that gray background everywhere. And you can see all the texture that is in the brush and in the refined paint, not the refined paint, the rough paint, and how having the base layer behind it really helps to kind of fill it in and control it. So what this does is give me a lot of those variations, but it doesn't give me a lot of the modeling. That I want. So, but that is one way you can kind of keep it going. So for instance, the modeling on his collar, right, that I have to use my brush for. Or I could try clone stamping from these lighter areas. I'm putting in his collar. And the fur of his neck. Gesundheit. All right, now I can just go to regular painting. And I'm at 73% opacity. And I kind of know the colors and textures. But this way I get full control of the directions. And even if I steal the brightest white from my photo reference because it's over a base painting layer, it's still going to have some color variation in it because of the low opacity. Let's see, I think I want a dark brown. Maybe a different kind of blue too. So now I kind of squint at my photo reference, and even within the darks, you can see where it's darker in some areas than in others. And that's where you start to build in kind of that dimension, shadows under the arms. So once you've built up a lot of texture, then you start modeling it. Kind of like rendering a 3D model. And usually I would be playing music for this. I was in my studio doing digital painting because it's just a lot of repetition. It kind of lulls you into a hypnotic state. The music helps keep you motivated and keep going, keep reacting. But I can't do that with the YouTube videos because of copyright reasons. So well, a big part of these videos is me telling you kind of why I'm doing the things I'm doing. So I like to think that the sound is somewhat helpful on these. But I could always just wear headphones. And so if you want to wear headphones for this part of it, that is understandable. But it's fun. I get to make his paws now all fuzzy. And surprisingly, Photo P is doing a pretty good job keeping up with me. Once you start to notice that your stylus lags a little bit, then you'll want to do this. Save the work. Make sure you know where it's saving to. So mine is saving to my assignment 7 folder. Right there. Then I can close Chrome completely, quit it. That will clear its cache, its memory. Can close other programs I don't need open. And then we're going to open up Chrome, and instead of having tons and tons of tabs open, I'm just going to open Photo P because this is a work day on it. As long as I got my photo reference put into Canvas, I don't even need to worry about getting something submitted today into Canvas. I just got to get work done on the digital painting. And it's happening. Then I'm going to make it full screen. And this is the only downside. When you go to your brushes, because this is a new instance, you'll see that your custom brush is gone. So a nice review. Turn off your layers, except for your brush layer. And now I'm going to take that, and I'm going to say Edit, Define New Brush. Then I'm going to go to my brush settings, play with the size jitter, play with the pin pressure control, play with the angle jitter, and then play with the size and make it the brush I want. I'll be right there. Mm-hmm. Oh, very nice. So do you mean saving it as an ABR?
No, just define new.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh, so I see, yeah. So this is it just without any settings. And then this one, yes, you can save your settings. And there are more interesting settings, like you can make it scatter, you can make it texture.
Wait, so what happened?
Got it. So it'd be a pain to reset that up each time. Yeah, so that is